Someone will disturb the peace. Meet the cellar spider. Its thin, pole-like limbs make it look somewhat fragile, even weak. But nothing's further from the truth.
The cellar spiders are actually pretty good at killing other spiders. They don't necessarily specialize on killing other spiders, but they're really good at it when they get the chance.
Cellar spiders prefer to operate under cover of darkness, and they're not picky about where.
You can find cellar spiders everywhere. Corners of houses, protected areas, near trees. They build these kind of rough webs relatively high.
From their hidden vantage points, they pick off passing prey. Small or large, it makes no difference. And those spindly legs, with their multiple sections, have the clearance of a monster truck and are as nimble as high-speed knitting needles.
Their legs are long and lean and effective for keeping everything at arm's length.
They can immobilize rivals from a safe distance by wrapping them in silk before moving in for the kill. Their fangs are tiny, but pack mean venom. But before they can use their fangs, they have to catch their prey. In the shadows, this cellar spider installs more sticky silk. It won't rely on an intricate web, just the basics, enough to ambush the unwary. Elsewhere on the rocky outcrop, another spider prepares for action. Compared to the cellar spider, she's a bruiser. The white-tailed spider.
The white-tailed spider is a wandering assassin. This deadly stalker lurks in the shadows.
The white-tail is a master spider killer. She's 3 times the weight of the cellar spider. In Spiderland, she's a super heavyweight fighter. Even a night-stalking commando like the wolf spider can be overpowered in an instant.
The white-tailed spider's main weapon is surprise. It rushes out of the shadows to deliver a fatal bite.
The whitetail pumps digestive juices through her victims, then sucks them dry. Few spiders walk away from the whitetail. Would a delicate cellar spider take on a super heavyweight? You'd be surprised.
I don't think the whitetail has a chance.
These are the shadowlands of the bug world, hidden places where dirty deeds are done under cover of darkness. This white-tailed spider is looking for an easy kill. She's checking out a rock ledge that happens to be a cellar spider's home. And the delicate homeowner will defend its territory to the death, no matter how huge the invader. The cellar spider starts a war dance.
One of the things that cellar spiders do to avoid being attacked by predators is they swirl on their legs. Another thing that they might do is pump up and down, and they disappear because they're moving so fast they become invisible.
The whitetail isn't so easily fooled. She holds her ground. Conflict is inevitable.
For the whitetail spider, it's all about getting the first bite in.
But the cellar spider moves first. It flicks the whitetail onto its web. The whitetail tries to regain its footing. But the cellar spider goes into silk spinning overdrive. From a safe distance, its legs lasso the whitetail 6 times every second. But the whitetail is strong. She keeps breaking free. Cellar spider's silk isn't the strongest, nor stickiest in the spider world, but there's a lot of it. And every throw counts. Hundreds of silk ropes entangle the whitetail. In a desperate last effort, she tries to slash her way to freedom with her huge fangs.
The whitetail spider will use its fangs to cut through the silk. If it can get out, it'll run for its life.
But the cellar spider counters, hoisting her victim higher. It's spinning too much silk, and the whitetail's jaws may not be enough. Thousands of silk ropes finally immobilize the whitetail. Enough for the cellar spider to move in for the kill. It delivers its deadly payload and leaves the venom to do its work. A delicate spinner outguns a big brute. And the Shadowlands are quiet once more. But they won't be for long. Many bugs are forced to adapt their lifestyle to suit their environment. But some are just plain ornery. They modify their environment to suit their own needs. The result is a monster minefield. When a hard-shelled freshwater crab and a slimy tiger leech bump heads, there are no soft options. Both creatures live and feed in the same pond. But that's where similarities end. Both have the will and the weaponry to fight to the finish.
This pond is simply amazing. It's packed full of life. It has the crabs, it has leeches, it has small freshwater shrimp. It's got fishes, it's got all sorts of insects living in it. It's an entire active ecosystem. And one of the issues with this sort of a gorgeous little ecosystem is that everyone in this pond runs the constant risk of becoming someone else's dinner.
The freshwater crab is a shameless scavenger, feeding on the recently dead or anything too weak to fight.
They'll eat small fish, they'll eat small invertebrates, they'll eat other small crustaceans, they'll eat a little bit of plant material, they'll eat essentially anything that they can get.
Like a knight in shell-hard armor, the freshwater crab's body and legs are safe from all but the most extreme assault. Even her eyes retract on stalks, folding in like car side mirrors for safety. And serious trauma, like losing a leg, doesn't mean game over.
Look at this crab. It's missing a leg, it's missing a foot, but it's an arthropod. And because it's an arthropod, it's able to regenerate the leg next time it sheds its exoskeleton.
Food is always fair game, even when someone else is chewing on it. But the freshwater crab's major weapon is its claws.
And it's with these claws that they're able to do everything. They can grab prey or potential predators. They can tear things apart. They can move rocks around. They can dig burrows. They do courtship, waving their claws to the females. They can do whatever they want to do.
When it comes to defense, crabs are the tanks of the underwater world.
Crabs have a number of defensive options. One is that they've got these really strong, relatively powerful claws. In addition, they're covered with a very hard exoskeleton. They move quite well and can be relatively fast, zipping out of the way.
Sharing the freshwater pond is a devastating opponent. The tiger leech. It doesn't feed on the dead. It sucks life from the living.
The tiger leech is an aquatic vampire that actively seeks out its victims. But instead of using fangs, it has 3 jaws that it makes a Y-shaped incision and then sucks the life out of them. The leech breathes through the walls of its body by means of gas exchange, so as long as the water is well oxygenated, it can stay submerged for as long as it likes. These guys are very capable swimmers. They're like an eel crossed with a slinky, and once they latch on, the anaconda in them comes out. They really are little monsters.
Tiger leeches are relentless. The posterior sucker attaches to their victims with an almost unbreakable grip. Up at the head, the anterior sucker does the real damage. It's all mouth, with tiny razor-sharp jaws.
Once they bite a prey, they hold on with a combination of suction and mucus. They also inject an anti-clotting enzyme to keep the wound from closing up and slowing down their feeding.
Contrary to popular belief, not all leeches are bloodsuckers. Some extract a whole range of bodily fluids.
Leeches can ingest several times their body weight while feeding off another creature. While this might not be dangerous for a larger animal, for a smaller one, this is lethal, but slow enough that they're fully aware of what's going on.
If an opponent goes on the attack, the tiger leech has a truly bizarre way of defending itself.
The tiger leech's best defense is its slime. Its body is actually very difficult for another creature to get a hold of because the mucus it extrudes makes it a very slippery customer.
That's bad news for the tiny freshwater crab. But it does have the weapons to fight back.
Tiger leeches are a tough competitor for these crabs. The leeches are strong and muscular. They're kind of slimy. They're able to move around pretty well. However, if the crab is able to grab it with its claw, it's perfectly capable of cutting it in half. The problem is that the leeches are relatively hard to grab.
This is a soft, squishy creature versus a well-armed, hard-shelled animal. I think the leech is quite capable of bringing the crab down without getting cut to pieces by the claws.
When a flesh-sucking leech fights a sharp-clawed crab, One is destined for Davy Jones' locker. Two pond dwellers are about to engage in a fight to the death. One is a flesh-sucking leech, and the other, a hard-shelled crab.
The crab shell is tough, but the leech's jaws and teeth can cut through it like a diamond-tipped saw.
That's if the crab doesn't cut the leech in two. It's feeding time in the pond, and any creature is fair game. The crab backs off. But the leech is back. It searches for the crab's Achilles heel. And finally finds access to the soft flesh. The jaw is clearly visible. The leech starts to suck the crab dry from the inside.
This is bad news. The crab is able to defend itself really well in the front of its body, but behind, it can't get its pinchers. It can't get its legs behind it.
And if that's bad news, there's worse to come. Leeches have chemosensory organs, and they've detected a crab in trouble.
The scent of the crab's blood in the water is like a homing beacon for the pond's other leeches. They're gonna do everything they can to join the party, and the more that are on board, the less chance the crab has of fighting free.
Another tiger leech joins the feeding frenzy. It latches on. The crab grabs with its claws, but the leech is covered with slimy mucus and slips out of the crab's grasp. The claws have dispensed with one leech, but now they're gummed with slime. Undisturbed, the remaining leech sucks the life out of the crab.
When the tiger leech drilled through the crab's carapace, the crab began losing all its fluids.
Emptied of its body fluids, the crab draws its last breath and is consigned to a watery grave. In a monster bug war, clever tactics triumph over superior firepower. Battle know-how overwhelms defensive display. Infiltration foils the finest defenses. And maneuverability gives you the edge in a mass attack. When bugs go to war, you fight smart or die. It's a call to arms, to defend the Empire. This plant is about to become green ant territory. In less than a day, they will swarm over its leaves and bend them to their will. It's empire building by an incredible society that thinks as one.
Colonies are interesting things. This is where hundreds of individuals behave like a single organism.
They may think as one, but they're divided into specialist teams. There are workers, porters, guards, and beneath this swarm of servants, a queen.
In an ant colony, the queen is by far the most valuable thing. She sits there day in, day out, pumping out hundreds of eggs.
Construction on the queen's castle is underway. It's an ambitious undertaking, but every green ant is a born engineer with equipment to match. Up front, its mandibles are like a hydraulic press, lined with razor teeth. On a human scale, they could lift a 7-ton truck. In the ants' world, they can slice off a limb or hold up a roof.
Imagine us being able to lift something hundreds of times our body weight using just our mouth.
With their jaws and legs, ants become heavy machinery, pulling massive leaves into a cocoon. For adhesive, they use silk spun from larvae, carried around like living bags of glue. But this Army Corps of Engineers isn't just building a new kingdom, they're defending it. For other bugs, it's become a no-go zone. Any breach is met with overwhelming force.
The strength of green ants is in numbers. While some of them will pin the prey down, others will come by and bite it over and over and over again until it's defeated.
Like a crack commando unit, a squad immobilizes the beetle, while others start slicing it up. Green ants can capture and butcher a beast in just minutes. But some creatures can be too hot to handle. Like this killer, descended from the first bugs to crawl on land 300 million years ago. The tree scorpion. It's a wily opponent, built for a quick kill. It has size and sting on its side.
It captures prey by stinging it with this venom, grabbing it with the pinchers, and then tearing it apart and eating it.
The tree scorpion stalks the lower rainforest canopy. There's nowhere it's scared to go. It fears no one.
Scorpions are hunters. Scorpions will basically take whatever they're able to successfully capture. Insects, other scorpions, they'll attack a wide range of different animals. Insects, spiders, but also one of the things that's most notable about scorpions is that scorpions are major predators on other scorpions. In fact, scorpions may be the most important predator on other scorpions.
Its confidence and lethal advantage come from super-sensitive hairs on its legs and body. The slightest movement registers, even the flap of a fly's wing. And leading it straight to the kill zone are sensors beneath its body called pectines.
These pectines, think of them as combs, are extremely sensitive to substrate vibration. So as they're walking along, these combs are responding to vibrations from the ground. And as they walk, these touch the ground. In addition, the pectines are probably at least somewhat sensitive to chemical and odor cues and are picking up information from the environment. They don't have particularly good vision. They almost certainly are responding to light and dark, but they're clearly not locating prey visually.
This cricket came too close. It landed on a branch. The vibrations and the cricket's telltale chemical compounds alerted the scorpion. And in no time, the cricket became the main menu item on its predator's outdoor dinner table. The tree scorpion has bizarre table manners. Its mouth has claws. This creature knows how to look after itself in the rainforest. But how will it fare in a border dispute? Nearby, the ant empire is expanding overnight. The tree scorpion's territory is under threat. And any dispute will quickly turn into all-out war.
When a green ant colony attacks a much larger animal, anything that can be bitten will be bitten.
When green ants invade your territory, they don't negotiate. They simply arrive in their thousands and start building an empire. There's no diplomacy, no discussion. They owe allegiance only to their queen.
Green ants are extremely territorial. They will protect their queen at all costs.
The tree scorpion shows no such respect for the queen, nor her faithful subjects. It's been spotted by a lone scout. It's David versus Goliath. But no one's told the green ant. No matter how futile the attack, it's programmed to lock on to its foe. The scout is easily dispatched, but it has sent out a chemical distress signal. It's like sounding an air raid siren inside the colony.
The defensive strategy of the green ants is built all around teamwork, sending out chemical messages that'll bring in lots of ants. You'll have hundreds of them pouring into that one area.
The colony mobilizes for war. Soldiers head out to meet the invader. The tree scorpion tries to beat a retreat, but it's surrounded.
This is where the real fight begins. Once the green ants start operating as a team, their effectiveness takes an exponential leap. It's a case of 1 + 1 = 3.
Ant numbers swell quickly. Each attaches itself, trying to outmaneuver the giant intruder. Sensing an advantage, the ants deploy their weapon of mass destruction, a cloud of formic acid. Sprayed from each ant's abdomen, the cloud is like pouring molten lava on the scorpion's wounds. It lashes out, and its victims are piling up. Medic ants deal with the wounded. But more soldiers swarm in to replace the dead and dying. The onslaught overcomes the scorpion's last defenses.
The ants are able to hold on to different parts of the scorpion so it isn't able to sting. There's a limit to how many it's able to grab with its pinchers.
The scorpion is pinned, helpless. The ants then set about dismembering their victim, chewing through its joints. They start carrying away the ultimate trophy of war, the scorpion's stinger. There's nothing their victim can do. Once it loses its sting, its fight is over. Many ants have made the ultimate sacrifice. That's how the colony works. One individual dies, an empire is defended. Long live the Queen.